That's the last topic here for today. And listen, it's a good topic for once. We have really a decent offensive line going this year. Andrew Thomas is obviously the big thing. He's a lead. Everyone else is kind of a mixed bag there, but some good at least there. But
big improvement.
It's a big improvement. It's a big improvement. And I do think that, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. The coaching staff, listen, they all can go, but Bricillo is the one guy we have to keep. Bricillo has done a great job with this group. Andrew Thomas.
Yeah. As I say, you and I beat the drum about firing the old offensive line coach, and now we get the new one in who's actually made a difference.
And we were happy when we got him because he did good work with jack shit in Vegas.
It's been the most serviceable offensive line we've had in over a decade.
Yes. Andrew Thomas, obviously the big name there, 87.8 PFF grade, and not getting enough love in Pro Bowl voting and stuff like that, by the way, if anybody hasn't Pro Bowl voted yet. Not that I care about that usually, but the Giants do, so what the hell. 87.8 PFF grade. Third amongst the 80 tackles that have qualified for the rating. So those who may not be aware of PFF, they give you a rating no matter what, but you have to reach a certain snap count to go ahead and get the rating. Otherwise, it's too small a sample. It's fake. It's fugazi, So 80 have qualified. Andrew Thomas is third in the league out of all tackles. That's insane. 86.6 passing block grade. That's fourth best. 80.5 run block grade. That's eighth best. Elite. Point blank, elite.
Hands up.
Well, he has his hands up because he's a tight end. He's a tackle. He's got to, got to hit people. And John Runyon Jr., left guard, obviously. This is a guy that, quite frankly, I'd love to get an upgrade over. There's not a lot of guys I'm going to sit there and say that on the offensive line. He's one. 53.4 PFF grade. Ranked 60th out of 79 guards. 58.1 pass blocking grade. That's 58th. 51.6 run blocking grade. That's 62nd. Not great. And this is a guy we're paying a lot of money to, guys. Like, we talk about issues with people we signed. This is one right there. Issues with people we signed. John Runyon Jr. is, we said it, we got him. A really bad signing. We paid way too much for him.
We had to, though.
I don't ever buy that you have to. I'd rather get a cheap guy and not ruin cap space. He's got almost a $12 million cap hit this year, guys.
He does. And the problem is, no offensive line player wants to come over here because we have such a bad offensive line play going on. We had such a bad play for so long that who wants to come over here and ruin their own stats? So you kind of have to overpay, especially in a free market, to start improving what you have going on here.
Yeah.
It's just what we had to do at the time.
Oh, again,
I
don't disagree that we had to. We did it because we wanted to. We wanted him. You saw them literally on Hard Knocks. On Hard Knocks, they said, "Oh, the Jets are offering him this. Oh, we'll throw him in $1 million or $2 million." Like, they were fine with overpaying for this guy because they wanted him, and he's just not that good. We said at the time he was a really good pass blocker with the Packers, really, really bad run blocker, and now he can't do either. So, listen, next year, $11.75 million cap hit. You save $9.25 by cutting him. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. So, but listen, disappointing. JMS, John Michael Schmitz. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout. There goes John Michael Schmitz. Now listen, an improved year for JMS. And I think his numbers here, which we'll get to in a second, aren't necessarily indicative of that, using a Scrabble word, because he got better towards the last month and a half there. He started out rough, and he's gotten better. So
he did 6 weeks, 8 weeks,
yeah. He's played his way into next year being the center again for two reasons. One, he's cheap, and two, he's a guy that we have a lot of other holes to fill near him. We might have to fill up both guard positions. We might have to figure out about right tackle. it's just it is what it is. He's not good enough that in a normal situation, you wouldn't go, oh well, this guy's definitely pencil him right in at center next year. But because of the other issues, we're penciling him in probably. 60.4 PFF grade is 24th out of 37 centers. 59.1 pass blocking is 25th. 61.5 run blocking, also 25th. So, like I said, I wish, and again, I don't pay for the PFF subscription. So if anybody has that, and they want to go ahead and pop it in there, feel free. I'm curious if they give you what he's done per game and kind of average that out and figure that part of it out, because I'm sure it's better than the last month or two. The eye test says that's what it is. He's probably never going to be great, though, guys. He's probably never going to be. And it's a shame because, yeah, it's disappointing for a second-round pick to be an average guy. That's disappointing, point blank. You want him to be at least above average.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. Not every pick hits. And of all the picks that Roten has missed on, this is not the one I'm so pissed at.
No, because I also have to wonder, too.
Looking at you, Eric Ray.
Yeah, with that. I'm just worried. I'm just curious to see, because you saw the progression through this year, especially in the second half of the year he's played thus far. See where he goes in the last few weeks of football we have this year. If he keeps going this way and you got Bricillo back next year, like, you bring him back, how does that progress work? Does he stay where he's at now, or does that progress to be way better where he looks above average? And then is that pick that bad? Because you put him in at a hard spot on a bad line with bad coaching.
Yeah. And he's also had tons of injuries.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm willing to give him another year. I really am. It's just, like I said, I just feel like it's partially because of the other issues of the line. Greg Van Roten, solid veteran guy. That's just what he is. He is average. That's what he is. But he's also a guy that we're barely paying any money to, basically. And, quite frankly, I think he'll be back again next year because nobody else. You saw how late we got him this year. The people are not knocking down the door to get Greg Van Roten, which is a shame. Again, he's a solid, average guard. That's what he is.
Yeah,
he's a star.
Yeah.
62.6 PFF rate overall, 37th out of 79 guards there. Again, average. 66.8 pass blocking grade. That's 26th best. 59.0 run blocking grade. That's 42nd. Like I said, I think that's what he just is. He's just a solid veteran guy. You don't have to pay a lot of money. Comes in, does his job, doesn't really sit there and impress you, but doesn't piss you off either. And he's a solid veteran, which is good to have on this roster. When, like, to be honest, a lot of these guys are younger, especially next year if we get rid of Runyon and like a guy like Marcus Mbow takes the spot or something like that.
You might argue this also veterans possibly one of his better career years. Not saying it's great, but yeah, I'll take it. He's back next year.
That's what I'm saying. Just solid. Yeah. Is what he is. Jermaine Eluemunor. This is the guy we got to worry about trying to get back next year. And I got to say, his PFF grades I thought were lower than where I thought they'd be. And again, I tell people this all the time. PFF is not the end all. PFF is just the one thing I can give you to show you some kind of statistic on players. It's not like I can tell you how many catches and rushes they've had. Like for linemen, it's the perfect way to give you something stat wise. 61.9 PFF grade. It's 52nd out of 80 tackles. So basically just below average. That's where they had him. And honestly, it's the run blocking killing him, because you look at the pass blocking grade, 28th out of 80 tackles with a 73.2 pass blocking grade. That's damn good. Then you got 53.1 run blocking grade, 68th out of 80. But again, this is why it's, again, I say it all the time with PFF. I don't always trust it. It's not the Bible. It's just, it's what I can give you stat wise. I think he's better than that. I think there's going to be a huge market for Jermaine Eluemunor. I really do. I think you're talking about Wandale. This is the guy that we got to figure out how to sign. That's going to be the guy that we got to figure out. And I don't know how easy it's going to be. I do think Bricillo is part of that equation as well because he wants to play with Bricillo. This is why I keep saying we got to find a way to keep Bricillo too. Beyond that, he's followed him from New England to Vegas, now to the Giants. So got to figure it out. But you know,
I think you keep Bricillo. I think.
Well, the problem is you could say keep Bricillo, but that's not our decision. It's not anybody's decision with the coaches. You got to get the coach that wants to work with him and he wants to work with as well.
I agree. I hear what you're saying, but I think
say, hey, Bricillo, you're part of the talks.
Well, I'm saying your best opportunity to keep Eluemunor is Bricillo's still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you got to pay the guy.
We're happy to have both of them back.
Yeah,
we're happy to have
you
both
pay the guy,
back.
and Eluemunor also grew up a Giants fan, so
yeah,
that's you pay the guy and just pay for the team he grew up watching.
He grew up in Jersey, so
I'm saying.
But Marcus Mbow, that's the guy that you kind of go plug in and go like, okay, can he play at one of these positions if we don't sign one of these guys, or if we cut a guy like Runyon or Lewis? He's got a rating and he doesn't qualify for the ranking. The rest of the guys don't because they're backups. They haven't played enough. 54.6 PFF grade, 36.4 pass block grade. Yeah, that's bad. But 78.1 run blocking grade, which is really damn good. I honestly, we said this when we drafted him. I like the draft pick. I like the kid overall. I think he's a guard. That's what I really think he is. He's a guard. And I would not be shocked at all if they have him take over John Running's spot next year. Bring back Eluemunor, bring back Van Roten, and run it back like that. You know, and I think he fits the bill. He fits the bill 100%. And like I said, you know they like him. You know they gave him a shot at that point there earlier in the season when, you know, Andrew Thomas was down. And it didn't disappoint. Didn't look great, don't get me wrong. But for a guy to be a day 3 pick and go out there in the first month of the year and not embarrass himself, that's something.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So now, you know who did embarrass himself? James Hudson III. Esquire. And you know that we were flipping out when we signed him. Rob and I were flipping the hell out. Like, why do we sign this kid? He sucks. Like, what the hell? And we don't try to be negative people. Like, not when it comes to like signings. Like, we already got them. You might as well hope for the best. I was pissed we brought him in. You know, he gets in a fight at the sideline when he gets pulled out of a game with Brian Dable after getting 17 consecutive false starts. I felt like
maybe 18.
32.5 PFF grade, 46 pass blocking grade, 49.9 run blocking grade. Not good, guys. Not good. And again, another waste point blank of money. And I never understood why we got him. I never understood it from the get-go. I will still not understand it. And I'd love to ask Joe Shane that so we can understand the question. That was a horrible signing. Now, we gave this kid 2 years, $11.7 million. We basically paid him $6 million a year. Now, there wasn't a lot of guaranteed money. A lot of the money is in year 2. So just to throw that out there, because his guaranteed money was $1.4 million. His base salary was 1.4 this year. And he's only owed from the prorating signing bonus at that point, he's owed $2.3 million next year. So that's it. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of him, and we're gonna save $5.5 million next year, guys. So the crappy part is he got $6.3 million out of us for playing 1 year and barely playing because Joe Shane made a horrendous decision.
Panicked, made a bad choice. Cut your loss.
Forsythe and all those guys, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you bringing these crappy players in that just suck? Absolutely suck. So, Jesus, how much is that per penalty? That's $1 per penalty. It felt like based on how many penalties he had.
Oh my god, 50 cents.
It's insanity.
How about
Here-
that for $1?
a guy that was actually a surprising bright spot for us here. And a guy that Rob and I have talked very highly of him the last couple of years with the Giants. He really hasn't gotten much of a chance to play. He got a chance to play this year. Austin Schlottmann stepped in twice for JMS, and I thought played pretty decent. In fact, he's got a better PFF grade than JMS even. 66.3 PFF grade, 80.7 pass blocking grade, 62.5 run blocking grade. I would love to see him back next year. I would love to see him be a guy that, again, we talk about the John Runyon thing. Let's say we get rid of John Runyon. Maybe you give him a shot. Maybe you throw it in there as a competition. He's played guard before, just for the record, in case he's going, that's crazy. Why would you? He's a center. You can't just do that. He's played guard before. He's not just a full-on center.
Yeah, have a little depth. It'd be nice.
And again, I'll say this because Jay just put his comment of, he said, yeah, you're so bullish on JMS, and this dude off the street is better. This dude's not off the street. This guy's been in the NFL now for freaking 7 years. He started for Minnesota at center when Bradbury kept getting his back injured, stuff like that. So if you go back to the 22 season, we played the Vikings twice. He was their starting center those 2 games. Like I said, he's a solid backup veteran guy, but you know what? I don't think it's crazy to say that he's played well enough when he's had a chance to start. He doesn't get a chance to play if he needs to. We said about him being better than JMS, again, just PFF wise, we're talking obviously. He freaking blows John Runyon out of the water. So it is what it is. And Jay Snows is out of Yankee hat. No, I was raised right. Was ticking off all the Yankees fans now. It is what it is. But listen, Schlottmann I think sticks around. And I think he is a good backup with the potential to be a guy if you're going to have an open competition for a potential offensive line spot, he should be in it. But again, great offensive line this year. But we got to figure it out. We got to figure out this line in the offseason. But it's a great problem to have. We got to figure out how to keep people for once, not figure out how to just fill up spots because we have nobody that's any good. It is what it is. I like it. I'm good with it. So
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please